with the news. In the highlights, House of Representatives begins clause-by-clause review of state police bill. Federal government denies claims that President Bola Tinubu's administration borrowed about 80 trillion naira within 3 years. Nigerian Navy dismantles illegal refineries in Rivers State. Plus, ECOWAS reaffirms plan to roll out ECO single currency in 2027. Details coming up shortly. Many thanks for joining us on the news. We begin with the report that the House of Representatives has begun clause-by-clause consideration of President Bola Tinubu's executive bill seeking the establishment of state police, with lawmakers indicating that they might adopt the Senate-passed version of the legislation with only minor adjustments. Speaking at the meeting of the House Committee on Constitution Review yesterday, the Deputy Speaker of the House and Chairman of the Constitution Review Committee, Benjamin Liu, said the House would leverage the work already done by the Senate to expedite the passage of what he described as a priority constitutional amendment aimed at strengthening Nigeria's security architecture. Liu recalled that the House had earlier passed its own constitutional alteration bill on state police on June 11 before proceeding on recess. In another development, the federal government has denied claims that President Bola Tinubu's administration borrowed about 80 trillion naira within 3 years. According to the government, the figure is misleading and largely reflects accounting changes rather than new loans. Finance Minister and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Taiwo Oyedele, made the clarification while speaking to the Senate Committee on Finance during a briefing on the country's economy. Lawmakers had questioned reports that the current administration borrowed about 80 trillion naira in addition to the 75 million naira debt it inherited. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has appointed the former governor of Ekiti State, Ayo Fayose, as chairman of the Rural Electrification Agency Board. The president also made 25 other appointments to 10 federal government agencies and commissions. The appointments were contained in a statement issued by the presidential spokesman, Bayo Onanuga, in Abuja. According to the statement, all the appointments take immediate effect. In Edo State, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) have uncovered a suspected drug warehouse in Benin City, leading to the arrest of a husband and wife allegedly involved in the storage and distribution of illicit substances. The development was disclosed in a statement issued on Monday by the Edo State commander of the NDLEA, Michelle Ofoyeju. According to Ofoyeju, the operation was carried out at a residential building along Sapele Road following credible intelligence on the alleged drug trafficking activities of the occupants. The NDLEA said officers recovered 22 bags of skunk cannabis weighing 219.5 kilograms, as well as compressed blocks of Canadian loud, a highly potent synthetic cannabis strain weighing 192.67 kilograms. The total quantity of drugs seized during the operation was 412.17 kilograms. Here in Rivers State, the Nigerian Navy says it has dismantled 2 reactivated illegal refining sites in the state and recovered more than 126,000 liters of suspected stolen crude oil and illegal refined automotive gas oil (AGO) in a renewed crackdown on crude oil theft. The operation, conducted under Operation Delta Sentinel, was carried out by personnel of Nigerian Navy ship NNS Pathfinder in the Egbema axis of Ogba-Egbema Ndoni local government area after intelligence revealed that oil theft syndicates had received resumed operations at sites previously destroyed by the Navy. The Director of Naval Information, Captain Abiodun Folorunso, said the operatives recovered about 76,000 litres of suspected crude oil and 50,000 litres of suspected illegal refined AGO concealed in 7 dugout pits and reservoirs. He said the refining camps had earlier been dismantled on July 10 but were reactivated by the operators, prompting sustained surveillance and a follow-up operation that led to the rediscovery and destruction. The Rivers State government has commended members of the Task Force on Primary Healthcare for their commitment in strengthening primary healthcare delivery across the state. Rivers State's Deputy Governor and Chairman of the State Task Force on Primary Healthcare, Professor Ngozi Mma-Oju, will make this commendation during the 2026 second quarter review meeting of the Task Force at the Government House in Port Harcourt, describing the performance over the past 3 years as progressive and encouraging. Professor Oju added that the task force had continued to record significant improvements through teamwork, healthy competition, and dedication to service.
Because if it's done well, all of us have done well. If it hasn't done well, then I say, see, we haven't done well. So here, keep doing well so that all of us will be doing well.
The chairman of the state's task force on primary healthcare, Professor Ngozi Oju, also praised the executive secretary of the Rivers State Primary Healthcare Management Board, Dr. Chituru Adel, for providing effective leadership and ensuring smooth coordination of both administrative activities and field operations.
And if you have recommendations that can make those challenges to be handled, then it will be fine. So it doesn't need to be a lengthy presentation. High points, challenges and recommendations to take care of these challenges. So having said that, I also want to especially commend the ES because I've been also noting that our finance has been big on the tools, ensuring that things go smoothly, both in the administration and the field work, the health and all the rest.
In another development, the Rivers State House of Assembly says it has received a petition seeking the repeal of the Sports Institute, Isaka, in Okrika local government area of the state. The House said the petition further asked the House to enact a new law re-establishing the government C school, Isaka, which was in place before it was renamed the Sports Institute. The petition was sent to the House by the C School, Isaka Alumni Foundation and presented on the floor of the Assembly during Monday's plenary by the Deputy Majority Leader and member representing Okrika constituency, Linda Sumiari Stewart. Speaking of the House, Martin Amewule refers the petition to the House Committee on Public Complaints and Petition. Also during Monday's plenary, the House received the report of the House Committee on Works on the challenges posed by blocked drainages and canals linking Rumokuta and Rumokiada communities in Obiakwa local government area of the state. According to the reports, the situation has resulted in loss of lives and property. The House deferred debate on the report to another legislative day. And just before the break, as the rainy season intensifies, some traders of Port Harcourt have expressed concern over the persistent downpour and widespread flooding across parts of the state, saying it has significantly reduced the daily income and posed serious threats to their businesses. Speaking during an interview with our correspondent Dominic Umor, they say the flooding has increased their transportation costs, while many customers now prefer to stay at home because several roads leading to markets and shops have become inaccessible. They also say transportation has become a major issue because of the flooding, lamenting that the situation has negatively affected businesses and forced some residents to relocate.
I reduce my daily income. Sometimes I spend more money to get to my business location, and customers stay away because of the flood. It has been a challenging season for business owners. Flood in Port Harcourt have really affected many businesses.
If you put your leg inside that water, 100% chances that you'll get infected, and you spend money to treat yourself. So nobody is willing to sacrifice to go and purchase any goods in a flooded area. Nobody wants to live in a flooded area. People are packing.
I hope the government will improve the drainage system and fix the road so that the businesses can operate normally during this rainy season.
Another resident blamed the situation to indiscriminate waste disposal by some residents and called on the government to establish a monitoring committee to ensure compliance and ensure that offenders are sanctioned in accordance with the law.
It has gotten to my notice that a lot of residents, that they are seeing the flood as an opportunity to trash their bin inside, which is very bad, which is very, very wrong. So I would say that the government should really put their hand and see how they can do. If it is putting spy, like mobilize some set of people to monitor the area and the stuff. Anybody that is being caught should pay a fine so that others would learn why they try to fix the road, because transportation is very, very crazy. Not everybody can afford it. So most persons just stay back in their house and manage with whatever they have.
You're listening to Family Love FM News. The news continues in just a moment. Still to come, Nigerian Naira extends appreciation ahead of CBN's interest rate decision. Plus other stories, please stay with us.
Stay up to date with the biggest news and current affairs from the local, national and international scene on Family Love 97.7 FM Port Harcourt. Listen to the news at dawn at 6:30 a.m. The news at noon at 6 p.m. The news on weekends at 12 noon and 6 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays. Family Love, your source for the news.
Many thanks for staying with us, and now to the rest of the news. In business, the Naira appreciated at the official foreign exchange market on Monday ahead of the Central Bank of Nigeria's CBN Monetary Policy Committee MPC interest rates decision. CBN data showed that the Naira gained slightly to 1,380 Naira 10 kobo per dollar on Monday from 1,380 Naira 18 kobo per dollar recorded last Friday. This means that at the official foreign exchange market, the Naira strengthened marginally by 8 kobo on Monday. Meanwhile, at the black market, the Naira remained unchanged at 1,425 Naira per dollar on Monday, the same rate recorded at the close of trading last Friday. On the foreign scene, the Economic Community of West African States has reaffirmed its commitment to launching the long-awaited single regional currency, the ECO, in 2027, describing it as a major step towards deeper economic integration, stronger regional trade, and sustainable growth across West Africa. The decision was one of the major outcomes of the 69th ordinary session of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government held on Sunday in Lungi, Sierra Leone, under the chairmanship of Sierra Leonean President Julius Maada Bio. In a final communique issued on Tuesday following the end of the summit, the leaders said ECOWAS economies remained resilient despite global economic challenges and projected a favorable outlook for 2026, supported by declining inflation, lower public debt to GDP ratios, and a widening current account surplus, although fiscal deficits remain a concern. According to the communique, the ECO will initially be adopted by member states that meet the agreed convergence criteria, while countries yet to qualify will receive support to enable them join the regional currency at a larger stage. And in sports, former Real Madrid winger Angel Di Maria has named Lionel Messi as the greatest player in the history of football after Argentina's 2026 World Cup final defeat to Spain. Messi led Argentina as Spain won 1-0 in the World Cup final held in New Jersey at the weekend. Speaking about his fellow countryman, Di Maria also thanked the Inter Miami forward for his contributions to Argentine football. And that's a package for your family member. But before we go, here are the main points. We told you that House of Representatives has begun close-by-close review of State Police Bill. You also heard that federal government has denied claims that President Bola Tinubu's administration borrowed about 80 trillion naira within 3 years. We also brought you the report that ECOWAS has reaffirmed a plan to roll out ECO single currency in 2027. That's the news on Family Love 97.7 FM, Port Harcourt, as edited by Felix Banako. I am Victor Peter. Thank you for listening. Do enjoy the rest of today's broadcast. Good afternoon.
Stay up to date with the biggest news and current affairs from the local, national and international scene on Family Love 97.7 FM Port Harcourt. Listen to the news at